I got a little bit of the Red River shootout. Tara and I, we went to a buddy's wedding up in New Hampshire. So I saw maybe I believe it was like the first quarter. We left right after not Rattler, but like the backup quarterback came in and
Mm-hmm.
housed like a touchdown run for like 76 yards. As the college savant, the guru of the pod, what is going on in Oklahoma? Like, is Spencer Rattler a bust? Is he just having like an off season? Like, what is going down in Norman, Oklahoma?
Well, very simply, I mean, obviously you don't watch much college football, but I think you do understand that Spencer Rattler was going to be the number one overall pick or in the top five for quarterbacks for the upcoming NFL draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
And besides that, like besides Rattler, there was nobody else out there that was going to contend for that number one quarterback in the draft title. However, so far he's been absolute trash. He's been hot garbage, and I think a lot of it comes down to his execution. They thought that he was going to take a personal step forward this year. I don't think he's taken that step because you can pluck anybody and throw them into that system in Oklahoma, and they will produce. I mean, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, I mean, Jalen Hurts, you name it. You plug anybody into that system and you throw them in there, they're going to produce. They're going to put up good numbers. He's having a massive time just making routine throws. And, Caleb Williams comes in, a redshirt freshman, when they're down to Texas in the Red River shootout by like 24-9 or whatever the crazy score was. They were down by like 17 points. It's ridiculous. Caleb Williams comes in. He gives some energy to the offense. He starts running the ball. He's more accurate. He's throwing the ball downfield. They come storming back and win the game. And now the question is going forward. What do you do with Spencer Rattler? Right? I mean, he was going to be your number one guy, but Caleb Williams is playing at such a high level. You can't take Caleb Williams off the field. So going forward, I don't know what's going to happen. If I had to guess, I think they're going to play both of them. I think they're going to use that dual quarterback system for a little bit because Caleb is too young to take that offense on his shoulders and run with it. But I think with the supplement of Caleb into Spencer Rattler's offense, I think that would be the way to go for the next 2 or 3 weeks. And then eventually towards the end of the season, I think Caleb Williams will just kind of edge out Spencer for the number one spot.
Gotcha. Now, did Williams finish the whole game?
Yeah, he finished the whole game. He brought them all the way back and they won.
Gotcha.
Absolutely
Gotcha.
insane game. And then on top of that, Alabama has lost as well. That's something we
Yeah,
don't
to
see.
A&M. Gig 'em.
Yeah, yeah.
Gig 'em.
So Texas A&M was a 14-point underdog, and Alabama went into that game. And to be frank with you, 100%, I think Alabama really misses Steve Sarkisian because obviously Steve left for that Texas job, and he's doing wonders at UT right now. But Bill O'Brien, his play calling is a little. Maybe it's an NFL style play calling. Maybe it's a little too conservative in the red zone, but they got down to the red zone a few times, and I just had in the back of my mind that if Steve was on that sideline, Cartesian, he would have gotten those boys into the end zone. I feel like Bill O'Brien kind of really let him down, so it's something to
Right.
keep an eye on. Alabama's not that good. It looks like Georgia might be the best team in the SEC, and that's something you haven't said in a long time for a conference that has Alabama in it. So it'll be interesting, man. But the bigger point here is this is the first time in a long time teams like Clemson look bad. Alabama looks like they're beatable. Ohio State looks beatable. This is the first time in a long time it is wide open. I mean, we're
Mm-hmm.
talking teams like Iowa. Cincinnati is ranked number 3 in the country. We've got teams like, Michigan State at number 7, Michigan at 6, Ohio State's in the top 10. But I think you'll see teams that you haven't seen before in the college football playoff, and that might be a good thing for college football.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's good to get that new blood in there because part of me for of it for me is obviously I don't follow college that much, but whenever I do, it's always like the Alabamas and the Clemsons of the world, or like the Ohio States, and Notre Dame might have a run for a cup of coffee, but it's always like death, taxes, and Alabama in the national championship, and it kind of gets old, at least from that perspective for me. So it's always good to get that new young blood in there. So I'm
Yeah.
excited.
If I had to guess, it's probably going to be Georgia out of the SEC, Oklahoma out of the Big 12, Out of the Big Ten, I could be a homer and say Ohio State, but I don't feel comfortable saying that because we've got some serious issues with our quarterback. He's gone better. The last couple of weeks, he's gone better, and we've gone to 60-point range, but he's still a redshirt rookie. His name is redshirt freshman. His name is CJ Stroud, and he's definitely not what Justin Fields was. So out of the Big Ten, I think Michigan might be legit this year, and obviously that's something we say
Oh
every
man,
year.
khaki pants. Khaki
Khaki
pants is gonna be
Pants has
legit.
got Khaki Pants has got those boys rolling. They got their first real big test coming up in 2 weeks against Michigan State, who's also undefeated. Michigan State went out and brought Mel Tucker from Colorado, and those guys are balling at a different level right now. But Michigan State, Michigan, in about, I would say, 2 weeks is going to be a game that's going to give you a really good look into that Michigan program. If they're legit, if they're back, it'll answer a lot of questions. And then obviously the last bid is up for, it might be a Pac-12 team, might be another SEC team or Big Ten team. So it's gonna be fun, man. You're gonna see some teams in there that you haven't seen before, and I think that's gonna create a lot of buzz and energy for college football as a whole.